Hi, welcome back. This is the third video I'm doing for today. I'm breaking a record doing 3 videos in a day. Let me begin. This topic is on scams. Welcome to my channel, findWHERE series. Is it a scam? Property investing and selling issues. I'm Thomas Sim, PA 2066. Today is 10th of August 2021. So always we ask this question, is it a scam when we see something that is too good to be true, too good to be true. So anyway, we have a few blocks of division out of our topics. Of course, we've done the shelter, which we include the basics information, dealings, vendor, buyer, developer, and lawyer. So more technical part. And also we have agent and banker on the intermediary to care for the transaction. After that, we go on to investment related information about landlord, tenant management, portfolio, how do you invest over time, and also the taxes involved, and government macro policy, how government come in and interact with property. We have done the foreigners just now, and now I am reaching the end, which is the block on business, using real estate as a business for most of us here who are negotiator and agents. So the topic this afternoon I am going to do is scam. Let me go in. Well, too good to be true. Is it a scam? Zero down payment. Well, compressed submission. Submit all the 4 to the banks, and then if they are offering you all the 4, take all the 4. So this is compressed submission. Cashback. Developer usually use this to say that you apply the loan, and if it is approved, we will give you whatever extra cashback to encourage you to oil your joints to sign the dotted lines. Rebate. So a lot of time developer also give this rebate when they say that there is a rebate of certain amount of bonus, cashback bonus, rebate, full loan. Full loan in some of the HOC is really a full loan. That means if it is under HOC, the 10% down payment is waived, and the bank pays off 90%, which is the total loan amount equivalent to purchase the home. So there is no cash down payment of 10%. So this is considered full loan, which is recognized by HOC. If you are under HOC, the home ownership campaign by the government. Of course, we hear a lot. Wow, this is the once in a lifetime of investment, high return. A lot of people make money and become multi-millionaire doing real estate. So this is, wow, such a big, good, fat return. If you miss this forever, you will never have this chance again. So these are all the sales pitch, sales talk by people selling real estate. And some of the other things like guaranteed way of lease back. So you buy some property, then they will be forecast return selling this property again, or it is a lease back that they will use it to earn money, like they will lease back the condominium for some homestay, or hotel, especially some hotel types of building in next to the resort, and then they say they'll sell you some units, and then if you are okay, you can lease back to the managing hotel. That the managing hotel will ensure your return of your investment. But of course, these are all sometimes you hear at the resort place. At the time where we were talking about real estate, when about 10-20 years ago, in Kuching there is the seaside resort, and then the seaside resort, a lot of projects are going up on this type of seaside resort place, where they say that they would lease back, and then they will be good for tourism. A lot of people would go there for tourism, and therefore there is no problem of hotel management, and you will get back a lot of money. And we also heard in Malacca, and I don't want to mention name, in Malacca there are some project reclamation of the sea for building huge Malacca project as a heritage city. Then therefore investment into all these heritage because of the tourism heritage in Malacca, then people are going there for resort. They end up buying property and lease back to the resorts operator and make the money. So these are all very common you hear. If you are about 10, 20 years ago, these are very common gimmicks that they use. So all these, I have done some videos. In fact, there was BNM, the Bank Negara Malaysia new guideline to talk about transparency of the selling price and also the loan issue. So this one, you can go back to my website, my realproperty.online, to see those related more detailed calculations, how inflating of the pricing of the lease price and in eventual time allow the property speculator to ride on this advantage. So the highly volatile market, they actually take many loans, and because there's no valuation needed, because it's from a developer project, development under construction project, there is no valuation required, so they value it high. The developer put it at a high price, and all that channel to buying more property, holding the property for loan, getting 5 loans at the same time, owning 5 properties, and getting cash back that they would be lavishly tell their friends and relatives in the Facebook. So this is quite a big problem that the Bank Negara has faced, and therefore they have issued out rules. This is the particular Bank Negara issue raised by Bank Negara and the Association of Banks Malaysia, Association of Banks in Malaysia. Loan compression and the transparency of selling price. Loan compression, transparency, desperate for the developer to make money and the intermediary, the agents to make. So this is what they say, billionaires, all the lavish lifestyle, private jet with girls, living in different city, different day, having such a luxury life, spending money like nobody's business. So this is what our society in the material way look at real estate. When you are in the real estate, would not be surprised when you see this type of showing you all these nice picture in the Facebook. So if he is a negotiator or rent showing you all these type of pictures, be careful. Be careful. So the return on investment, buy and lease back, all these issues, rental guarantee, resort living, tourism, hot money, I mentioned, women, sports cars, wine and gambling. There are people, he even saying that he owns 50 old properties. I will not question that if they actually own 50 properties, but I will question myself to say this statement. If I own 50 properties, I will not tell you. Why should I tell you I own 50 properties? There are reasons behind why he wants to tell you he owns 50 properties. So all that is scam. It's your choice to believe. Of course, I don't want to badmouth people, to say bad things about people, but as a professional estate practitioner, as a probationary estate agent, I want to practice in a professional manner. So I would always make sure the risk I would have to be clear with my clients. There are risks in anything, risk in even having a girlfriend also. So you never know what type of marriage it will turn out to be. So it is always risk. So it's important to realize your risk and face up with your risk. Risk of the investment, of course, with the higher appetite to make more money, you have higher risk. You may want to, gear for a cash flow. You want to get for a good credit, good leverage to gain advantage in the younger age, to get loans from the bank to the fullest. Because in the lifetime, there are only a few things that is certain when you are young. So there are advantage to be young. Of course, advantage is a healthy body, getting young education, young wife, and getting young youthfulness. But then the other thing that is certain is being from the banking sector, looking at young people. The banks want to give money to young people, not old people, for the simple reason that young people, they don't give as much risk as the older people. Older people higher risk because they got health problem, they got other commitments. So being young age is actually a good criteria to obtain loan from the bank. And in a lifetime, if you do not use this as an advantage to gain leverage out, you probably would not see it necessary. Let's say you are from a very rich family, cash rich, then you do not need to use this as a bargaining chip. You don't need to use your youth as a bargaining chip with the bank. But if you are not, you are a lay person on the street, then this is one of your invisible value to the bank. So as you are young, especially you have long years to earn economic returns, you can help the bank, of course, with their loans. You take loans from them, you help them to earn interest paying back to the bank. So the bank looks for young people who can healthily work and service the loan over a long period of time. It becomes a constant cash flow every month for the bank. So that is important to realize if you are young and you are not yet thinking about buying property. This is an opportunity that you have maybe overlooked. So I'm not encouraging you to immediately tomorrow go and take a loan. I'm just saying that for a smart way of investing when you are young, it is good that you can look at your next 20-30 years as a bargaining chip when you go and take a loan from the bank. When you are 60 years old, when you approach the bank, bank probably wouldn't be interested to giving a loan to this age group anymore. Right, regulated laws and regulations regulating the industry. Of course, the topic this afternoon about scam is all these laws come about because they were scammed before. So they actually tighten the law so that they can prevent similar problem, similar scam from happening. So sales and purchase of real estate is governed under strict laws. Of course, from the developer part is under Housing Development Control and Licensing Act. From the sub-sale market, which is secondary market, is controlled by the Contracts Act and other laws, so that it prevent people from abusing this scam, using scam to scam people. So in fact, today on the 18th of August today, I have received some news about indeed in Pitulu there was a scam going around. People were trapped to buy land and finding out later that the land is state land. The land was a scam. It was a land scam. People buying up land and now moving to the land that they thought they bought, building their own house on the land, and found out that in fact that is squatting, that is state land. So all these scams are going around, so be careful when you see something that is too good to be true. But then with the laws, if let's say you are buying from a reputable source, a reputable developer, you have gone through the proper diligence, checking with the land office. In fact, even go to the state that you appoint your lawyer. Don't use whatever lawyer that the seller is appointing. Use your own lawyer. Ask your lawyer to go and check for you. So these are pitfalls that you can prevent. So these are scams that you can avoid going through by using your source of information from a third-party lawyer or a third-party agent. That means you don't go and simply just believe whatever the selling party is telling you. So don't always just trust a person so easily. Always verify and check with your own source. By Googling, by now using Google, you can ask for a good information on a Google search. And if there is still some doubts, please go to your own appointed lawyer or appointed agency firm and ask the agency firm to help you. And if your agency appointed by you, you don't mind, just be fair to them as well. Give them some encouragement or incentive to do a good work for you. Don't be so stingy and not paying them, and they're doing a consultation, a free consultation, and you are not really rewarding them equally. So common mistake by a lot of real estate people is in fact buying things in this situation being emotional. When they see very good deal, they thought really it's a very good deal. If I don't jump in, you will be lost in a lifetime. So that part a lot of time is the reason that they fall into scam. And therefore I mentioned just now, if you are in emotional state, you cannot verify, please go and look for a professional. Let him balance up your emotion. Second, a lot of time when we buy, we thought, yeah, it's a good property at a good bargain, I want to buy, but never got ready with the finances. Never in fact really look at the calculator and calculate out what are the transaction fees. So it ends up that suddenly you found out that you need to pay extra of the 20,000 on certain transaction like stamp duty or legal fee or loan agreement fee, whatever. In a way, insurance also, MRTA included. All that is money. So be ready to calculate how much roughly you need to come out to really be sure of what you are buying. And then also not to forget contingency. At times that you do this, you may be required to come up with the money, and during that period of time, you may not have much left in your bank. Your cash may not be much less than what you have normally, and suddenly your cash flow may come into trouble. Especially you are a business person, you have tight cash flow, and suddenly this transaction took too much cash away. Suddenly you don't have enough for your usual business purpose. Of course, these are the three I would put that as a normal layman. If you are a normal layman buying property, then these are the three that needs to be concerned. The other part of it is that if you are a investor, when you are not buying for own use, let's say you are buying for an investment, a lot of time we are looking at investment outcome as a return. So some of the returns can be irrational, and a lot of time the salespeople will tell you all this return on investment is so great that you get buy-in to their gimmick, their stories. So a lot of this problem in fact is irrational. The return is irrational. At this market condition, buying this type of property and able to rent out is already, thank God. What more to say? You want to rent it at a high rental price, which is almost impossible in a current state of condition. So don't get too irrational thinking that you can make so much money by passive income of rental over the year. You have times that your rental collection may be disturbed by pandemic, or may be unable to collect rental because tenant unable to pay you. So all these are irrational types of expectation. On the no-go setting, so this part maybe a bit lengthy explanation. A lot of time common mistake made on no-go setting is because there is sometimes it's impulsive buying as I mentioned, over emotional, and a lot of time over emotional impulsive buying, there is no setting of the goal because there was initially no goal at all. So due to impulsive buying, then you end up buying a property. So let's say you want to be a long-term investor, you have to have goal setting. For example, as a family, you are now buying your first home, you are staying in the first house you own, and over the period of 10 years, slowly you build your family, and both husband and wife is making more money now. So by the time finishing 10 years repayment, you probably have some own saving as well, cash saving. So it is the time to think about upgrade, so second house. So if you have this thinking, planning on a goal setting, so your first house, you don't need to buy very expensive house. No need to spend so much money buying a too expensive house. You just need to have a probably enough to stay 2 rooms or even studio house, and then later when you're economically better, you have saved enough money, you can do 2 things. One is to keep the current house, buy a new house, or you can sell off your current house, use the money as a deposit to buy your new home. And if you take the first step of doing that, 10 years ago, you will realize that over 10 years, the house could have doubled in its price. So this is setting a goal. So setting a goal that after some years, you want to move forward using leverage of the loan. So by time of 10 years, probably you only left another maybe half of the amount. Maybe if you are able to pay with the saving that you have. So you pay off the first house, and then you go to your second house. So by the time you go to the second house, you can still take 90% loan and start thinking about saving for the third house. So by then you are quite well off. You got family, probably a kid going to school, right? So all this planning with the first house rented out, you have a consistent income to pay off the second house interest. So these are all about goal setting and doing it correctly. So maybe an example is that a house set for rent, no need to get a double story semi-D. Get a double story semi-D to rent it out. Probably you're getting the same. Maybe a double story house would probably get about 1,200, 1,300 rental. The semi-D at the same location probably only asking for 1,300 or 1,400. You cannot get a double the rental rate double story house. So that's the objective, your goal. So the goal setting part is individual, and my own experience is if you are a small player, you don't want to risk too much, then don't go and put a high unattainable objective or for you pressure is too high. Right, million A real estate agent. This is what I want to just talk about to emphasize the point that real estate agents in the market always want to say that they are very successful. There are few reasons, but I feel that the biggest reason which they are doing so is they want to attract followers. They want to attract other agents to follow them. So they will show their flamboyant lifestyle in Facebook. Big cases, maybe close a case of deposit or earnest deposit of almost 500,000, hundreds and thousands of booking collected in a check, and they show their check in the Facebook. Then pretty girls, bungalows, driving big cars. They probably say, I obtained key from the latest series of the sports car, and showing you the video that they are there to take the keys. So the purpose behind it, you must always think about why are these things happening. The reason is because they want to get followers. So there are this type of advertisement becoming a rent for 188 ringgit. So normal price 460. So it's like you are getting your license to sell, just paying for 188 ringgit. So this is what they are saying. But indeed, you don't need to actually pay money to become a negotiator. You just need to go through the NCC course. The recruitment of a negotiator by an agency should be you helping the agency to earn money, not that they need you to pay them a tuition fee. So these are things that is happening in the market. A lot of agents, because of trying to boost up their sales, getting new recruits saying that they are so successful and asking them to pay money. So why they are recruiting? Imagine if you are doing so well, why do you want a competitor in your business? Especially, let's say you are operating a good agency business in a catchment area like a kampong, where you are number one agency already. Why do you want to get competitor to come in to your business? The reason is because they have exhausted their clients. Meaning to say, if you are a successful agent in your area, you probably have already closed up all your friends and relatives who needed your service. That means most of your friends and relatives who wanted to buy property or rent a property already had rented or bought. So there is not much of a new blood for you. So you need to get new blood by new recruitment into a new catchment. You want to dig a well that you get a new source of water. So So this is the reason. So why they're doing that is all because they want business from you. Not that you have to pay them fee. Actually, they want to recruit you rather than you want to join them. That is my reason of saying that you need not have to pay an agency to join the agency. Negotiator certification course, NCC course, are provided by the listed course providers. This one is provided by the Board of Value Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers. All these you can go to any one of these providers and pay a fee 600 ringgit for a course fee to 2 years. This is like you attend a seminar and you pay to the organizer of the seminar. You don't pay to the agency. So the organizer is like a school. Some of these are schools. This training center, Malaysian Institute of Professional, all these Rams Court Academy. I am a member and also one of the committee of Sarawak Malaysian Institute of Estate Agents Malaysia. I'm also one of the invited speakers for the NCC class for IT in real estate. So I understand that most of the new recruits, new negotiators coming in, they need to go through this NCC course by paying a fee which is 600 ringgit around there, whichever provider of the courses, and you sit in for a 2-day sit-down seminar. After having attended this seminar, NCC course, then you can take the so-called certificate, the NCC the certificate, and show it to the agency you want to join. And if the agency is impressed by your credentials, they want a new agent to join them, then it is like you are joining a company. You do not need to pay them to join the company. Although there is no laws and rules that says the agency cannot collect fees. Of course, the agency can collect certain training fee or tuition uniform fee, t-shirt, subscription to their platforms, and then using some of their facility. So they can have a private arrangement for all these fees, but they cannot say, you join me, you have to pay me certain fee. So there is no law that allowed them to say that I recruit agent, the agent coming to join my agency, the agent to pay joining fee. No such law. And therefore, if you are good, your credential, the company should pay you salary to join the company. Not that the agent has to pay the company. It's actually the company having to pay the agent so that the agent will be employed under the company. A lot of time the agents are not employed in the sense that the agents are contractors. So the negotiator in an agency firm usually are given a contract for service. So in this contract for service, it means that you are contracted for the service to their clients, and therefore you go out and look for clients. Actually, it's the agency's client. It's not your client. The client deal with the agency. You are in a way engaged to help the company and agency to service this client. So it's contract for service. The other one is contract of service. So if you are a contract of service staff, you are fully employed with your EPF, with your income tax PCB with the agency. The agency pay a salary as a contract of service. So in that contract of service, also similar, you are contracted of the service to provide assistance to the company, the firm, in assisting their client, to helping their client. So the remedy for not following the law, especially when agency advertise so much and then actually eventually public got cheated because they are illegal agents. Agents who are illegals, I give you two examples, two major examples. First, the illegal agent freelance brokers, they never go and attend an NCC. They were never with any agency. Second type is those negotiators who were registered in the agency's registration booklet of the agency, had the name tag, which is the RAN tag, the red color RAN tag. I show you how it looks like. This is the Real Estate Negotiator RAN tag. So if they have this RAN tag, then they are given a negotiator number, RAN number. Now the number running at maybe 48,000. only 8,000. So what happened is, if you already have a rent tag, you are a registered negotiator, and over time, because the negotiator need to renew their negotiator tag license, sort of tag renewal every year, they never go and renew. And there were also some who fraud the law, fraud the regulation, then the agency doesn't want them anymore. So they end up outside, but still carrying the expired rent tag. So these are illegals. These are illegal negotiators because they never renew their agency engagement to be a negotiator. So when they represent as a private person. They are not represent the agency because the agency doesn't want them anymore or doesn't have their registration anymore. So this become an illegal agent. So if they conduct business and they get into trouble, the fine is according to Section 30 of the Valuer, Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers Act, a maximum of 300,000 fine or not more than 3-year jail term. However, if let's say he is a negotiator in force, that means recognized in force, and he got into trouble, the trouble goes to the board. The board will investigate the agency principal, the registered estate agent. So it's found out that the registered estate agent did not do his job well, did not supervise the negotiator, and therefore resulted in the wrong. The registered estate agent would be investigated, and if found to be true, would be given fine under the Section 24 of the Act, in the sense that there is a penalty, but the penalty, if I'm not wrong, is much less than 300,000. If I'm not wrong, is 25,000. 25,000. This part I will go through in the education series under agent education, where my conclusion for this afternoon's session on scam. Scam, usually the part to understand it is that there is a greed behind, making money fast, getting big return, and usually that is tied to too good to be true. So there are external factors which resulted in the scam. Of course, the motivation for the scammer to do it is because no law was surveillance. No laws were once no laws. But now with so many laws, it's harder and harder to do scam. But still, the emotion part, sales gimmick, when the scammers come along and promise a good return, greed crept in to our minds. So our greed, internal factors, and also the return on investment, promising such a huge return, people get tempted to go into the investment, which is a scam. So emotional pitfalls, a lot of times scam in the real estate is very big sum of money. A lot of time even in hundreds of thousands. So it's very, very more emotional when a scammer can be so skillful to con a person out of 200,000-300,000. So becoming a negotiator also, you have to be careful with some over-promising advertisement to earn money from real estate. It is not that easy to really be successful in real estate, especially now with the COVID situation. And definitely, if there is such a recruitment promising you so much goods, that means you have to ask yourself, why is it so good that the agency still recruiting people? If the agency is doing so well, why should the agency share the money with the new recruits? So the recruit of new negotiators is for the simple fact that they are looking for new blood, new catchment, new segment of the market. And anything that fraud the law, that is wrong in the law, actually ends up with fines and penalties. Don't be careful. Thank you very much. I'm Thomasin, PA2066. That is my mobile number. I have a few websites. I like to just simply go through them. findWHERE.info is a platform for geo-linking advertisements. Contracttoyou.com is a website which ranks a property by the comparative index. MyRealProperty.online is a platform which I showcase my videos and listings. abacusrealestate.fund is a sample agency website using the directory plugin. estateagentexam.com platform for self-study of the estate agency examination. That is the diploma in estate agency by Board of Valuable Appraiser, Estate Agent and Property Managers. Passing this exam would recognize way of getting a probationary estate agent's position in an agency, and eventually pass out in the test of professional competence to get your E license and operate an agency firm. Thank you very much.